All right, so we're here in front of the Abenaki piece, and I wanted to show you that it is difficult to keep it moist. So at night, and when I'm not working on it, it has a damp towel over the top, draped over it, and then it has damp, again, paper towels, and then on top of that, it's wrapped in 2 layers of plastic. Okay, so
Oh, wow.
it keeps, yeah, because if it dries out, it will crack, and then it's no good to anybody. So we take this off.
And those are just paper towels, right?
Yeah, these are just paper towels.
Damp paper towels.
Ain't nothing fancy here. So there.
Sometimes the most basic is the most helpful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, this is a piece that won't be fired, so it's not terribly important what type of clay I used, or I'm never going to color it with glazes. It doesn't matter that there's nails in it. All of this clay will actually be, it's called waste clay. It will be ripped off and I'll reuse it. So what we've got here is the ash tree, and I'm just putting the branches on, and I'll put leaves on. So we have our elder, and I just finished her cape and her skirt. I got one of her leggings done. Working on the rest, working on the bench behind her. There'll be, actually Daryl's gathering basket will be here. Again, this is the ash tree. We're putting in a deer. There'll be a semblance of a river here with the mountain and trees behind it. So this is, I'm also finishing up hands now, just getting those details in. You can see this rust stain right here. This is one of the screws that's holding the clay together. Oh. There's another, yeah. So we just decided to add a couple of things that are just lumped in for right now. You see the difference where I'm just lumping things in versus where things are detailed and more finished. So this will be the Canterbury pot. So the Canterbury pot that was discovered here in Canterbury, which I got a chance to see at the Mount Kearsarge Indian Museum, a fragment of it, the fragment that was discovered. So we're going to sort of use our imagination and place that original or semblance of that in homage to the Canterbury pot right here, since it's being made in Canterbury.
Right.
How weird is that? And we're also going to add a couple of baskets, one of Daryl's gathering baskets. And probably
gonna take a closer look here.
Yeah. Well, it is just a lump right now. But
will you point out the baskets again?
So the basket is going to be, see where it's sort of sketched in here. So that will be raised and finished. I've got a little bunny. There'll be another, either here or here. I haven't figured out where yet. The fishing creel will be there.
Oh, that's another type of basket,
that's
right?
Another one of the baskets, and then the Canterbury pot. I've got to work on. Clearly, they're just roughed in there.
Yes.
So one thing that I thought was really interesting when I went to the powwow, and I spoke with Sherry, and I went into the museum, and as it turns out, this hood that Sherry was wearing, she felt was a little too large on her. And do you see how it's sort of curving outward this way?
Yeah.
Well, we learned that it actually curves the other way. So instead of bowing outwards, it flips out towards her shoulder in the opposite direction. So I've got to rip that off and put a new one in.
Oh.
Which is fine. But you can see I started to add the decorations on the hood as well.
Well, that's a great example of attention to detail, but also adjusting, as you learn more.
Exactly. So I'm just glad we found out now. It's much harder to do that when it's in the bronze form, which is the next step. So the next step to this, once it's finished, I've got about another week and a half or so, maybe 2, to finish up the details here. And then we'll lay it flat, support it, and I'll make a box around it. And then we'll pour, it's basically resin, with that bronze face plate, face coat on it first. And that should take a couple of weeks, and then it needs to cure. So hopefully it will all be ready and set to go for the October event. And
for the final unveiling.
The final unveiling, exactly. So.
And am I remembering right that is at Riverwalk
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
in the center of Hopkinton,
The center of-
Kentucky.
yeah, Kentucky. Yes, right by the river where we suspect many Abenaki enjoyed the river itself. So
Excellent.
yeah, that's where we're at.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to take a closer look of the sculpture. Here we go. That's the ash tree she was pointing out. Looks like there might be a little nest with some
Yes.
birds towards the top. Here we have that deer. Here we have a little bunny on the bottom. The basket is going to be behind Sherry in her traditional garments. Some nice detail on the cape there. And we have Daryl sitting on the bench overlooking the river. We have some cattails. It's a nice little decoration. All right, thanks for joining us.